You're a monster.
See the truth, no you don't have to lie to me. Don't fill your head with things and think you're free. I can smell the fear, I think you made it clear. Yeah, I could be rude, be in the mood, I could be rotten. I could be cool, might act a fool, but never forgotten. Creeping in the dark.
No art, no life. What's up, YouTube? It's Robert Fuerer here, your creative mentor. And today I was painting this crazy picture right here, and I realized how much fun I was having. And it reminded me of this crazy story I heard while I was at Purchase College. My professor told me a little secret about a professional artist that she was good friends with. The professional artist's name is Julie Heffernan. You should definitely check out her work. Her last name is Hefffernan. She's an incredible artist. She does these little microcosm self-portraits of landscapes, classical paintings, and all this craziness. And she came in 2008, I think it was, to our school at Purchase College and did a visiting artist lecture. And after she was done, I was talking to my professor, and I just said, wow, she really has it figured out. She must be so happy with all her success and all the money she's making from her paintings. And she said, Rob, let me tell you a little secret. She's actually miserable. And I was like, how is that possible? What are you talking about? My professor told me, she feels completely trapped in expectations of all her clients because she sells so well and in her certain style, these self-portraits that she does. But she can't explore other things. She can only keep producing what she's produced in the past. So she feels completely trapped and feels like it's all turned into work. And she's just really unhappy. And I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my gosh, like if I was a famous artist like her and had paintings in world-class museums and all of that, I think I'd be ecstatic every day just thinking how I'm the bomb or whatever, and I can make so much money. I just whip this painting out and make a ton of money. But somehow in that she's lost herself and lost her desires. I guess art has lost its magic and it's turned into work. When I heard that, I felt like, oh my goodness, like I never want to get to the point where this joy, this passion I have for art, it turns into work. And so from then on, I always thought, okay, this is still going to be my main gig, but I'm always going to have some other way to make a living. So at the time I thought, when I get back because I was at school in Purchase in New York, near the city, I thought, okay, one day I don't really, I don't want to live here in New York. I don't want to do the artist career because I want to be able to have absolute freedom to create whatever I want, whenever I want. And this picture right here, as I was making it, I felt so much freedom and so much joy. And it's like art chose me. And I felt like just so in the moment. I had like 3 or 4 phone calls while I was painting. I didn't look at my phone at all. I should have turned it off. But I was just so into it. And I feel so excited because it's like something I've never done. And it's so fresh and so new. One thing I noticed after school, my professors, they got paid to, look at our work. And the attention we got from our professors at the university and the attention we got from our peer, it was so nice. It's like everyone wanted to talk about your work and pay attention to you. And then all of a sudden you graduate and no one pays attention to you. And you realize that it's like when you're a little kid and you're trying to get your parents' attention. I remember my father was always working on his VW bus in the back, in the driveway. And I would go out there and try to talk to him while he has his head under the engine or whatever. I'd be like, hey, Dad, look what I drew. Or, hey, Dad, look what I did in Boy Scouts or whatever. And I would just always hear, yeah. And he wouldn't even like look up and, I'll look at it later or whatever. And you realize that your parents are just so busy trying to make a living and you feel, I don't know, you feel neglected or whatever. Well, you feel that same way when you're done with school, when all of a sudden you're not paying people to look at your artwork. And you realize what a pleasure that was to have people paying attention to your work and diving into it and asking you so many questions and telling you what you could try next and whatever. So really, school is a joy, and you should treat it like that. You should think, oh my gosh, what a great opportunity. Right now I'll have so many people looking at my work, and you should really enjoy that. If you're still in school, savor that, because it's the only time in your life as an artist where you really have that kind of attention. Because that kind of attention is quite fake, actually. Because in the real world, when you're making work, people are busy with their life. You might get nice job or some comments on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, but usually they're quite shallow. They're not like an amazing critique like you would get from a professor that is really useful. I remember one time I was driving through the city, and in Taiwan, all the highways are really high up, and you can see out to the millions of people that live in Kaohsiung, which is the second largest city in Taiwan. I just looked out there and I thought, look at all of these people, all these apartments. None of these people know who I am, and none of these people, that's not true. Quite a few people know who I am, and I've had 3 solo shows here in Kaohsiung. But the reality is not very many people know. And when you look at someone else and you're thinking, he doesn't know that I'm capable of this creativity and I make these awesome paintings, like he'll never know, this guy sitting next to me on the bus. But actually, when you come to a realization that nobody knows, nobody cares, you get to this point where it's actually liberating, and it's a good thing. Then you can get past wanting the approval of other people and just paint because you have to paint. It's like breathing. You can't do anything else. It's all you think about, or sculpt, or whatever it is. And when you get to that level, when you can forget about other people and being obscure or whatever, you can and just focus on what's important. What's important, at least for me, is that I'm getting better with each painting I make. And I'm digging deep. I'm trying to find something in my heart and share it with the world. Although we don't captivate audiences like we did back in school, and we don't have these classmates and professors going goo goo gaga over our work, it's so liberating that no one cares. Because if no one cares, then I can just make what I care about and not listen to anyone else and not worry about anything else. And the key to that is to have some other way of making an income. I never make a piece thinking, how much is this worth? How much can I sell this for? I just make a piece because I want to, and I have to, and I'm so excited about it. And when it's done and I put it out there to the world, how people accept it or don't accept it, it doesn't really matter to me, because for me it was that release, digging deep and putting myself down there on the canvas. And then the most important thing is to just do the next one, and then the next one, and the next one, and never worry about what people think of that one or the next one. And it doesn't matter, because if you're already worried about the next piece and the piece after that and the piece after that, then it's just so amazing to just be able to experiment with every piece and just do things just for the fun of it. And when you're unknown, you don't get distracted by things. Like, look at Julie. She couldn't go off and paint this or that because she's so swamped with the next commission that she doesn't have time to make the work that she really wants to make. She has the stockholders, she has huge paycheck on the line for her and her gallery, and she has to manage her public image. You know, it kind of reminds me of when a music artist like Lady Gaga makes this pop music for 10 years and then all of a sudden releases a country album, and everyone's like, what the heck? This is awful. This sucks. I love her old work better. Whenever I see an artist do that, like go out there and just recreate themselves and make a totally different genre or go in, switch genres, I feel the utmost respect for their bravery. They don't care what people think. They're true artists. Look at Picasso. He recreated himself all the time. He didn't listen to what anyone said. He was completely free. Although I would argue that his best work was when he was younger. I love his rose period, his blue period. All of that stuff is like obviously his best. So people could get mad, oh my gosh, his later abstract work sucks. And I would agree some of it does. But that doesn't matter. I think he was happy because in the morning, he was making a clay pot. In the evening, he was painting a nude picture. And at night, who knows what he was doing, making a bronze goat. That's what I'm talking about. To have that kind of freedom, that is the greatest thing. In closing, I mean no offense to Julie Heffernan. I have the utmost respect for her and her artwork. I just hope if she hasn't found freedom in her work that somehow she can. If we look at Picasso, how can you be famous and be free? We shouldn't be thinking about the money. We should be thinking about improving ourselves and keeping our creative freedom. Don't let people tell you what to do. You are your own boss. You are the creator of your future. Keep it that way. Keep yourself open to be able to accept any type of commissions you want, and also reject commissions that you don't want. Be you. Be free. No art, no life.